What's up? What's up? Welcome to another market recap. Today is October 29th, 2025. So no trades for me last night. Main trades that we're watching were yen trades, and they all kind of broke down pretty strongly after, early on into Asia. Going back and looking at the Kiwi trade I took the day prior. I was looking for a reentry on yens, right? But price never really pulled back. It just kind of continued breaking. And then we had this strong kind of push right here. And then inevitably, most of these yens after this kind of original push have all broken back up now. And they're on development watch, a lot of them, for, second shots at ABOs. Like if we get another push up here today on Aussie yen, I'm entertaining taking this short from that level. CAD yen, similar. Euro yen would need to push a good bit higher, but it also could turn into a nice kind of CBO, just waiting to see what happens. Pound yen's a little weird, just have it flagged all the rest of the yens. And same thing with Singapore yen, right? We got that initial push down that we were looking for yesterday, and now they're all kind of retracing. Granted, we had news come out today. I mean, it was Fed's fund rate today, so it usually drives markets pretty drastically. But yeah, this Kiwi yen was a little aggravating, right? Like I got stopped out to the pip, and then price kind of retraced. Never really gave me an opportunity to re-enter. I think the only one was right here on a 2-minute time frame to re-enter this trade. But at that point, I'm above my 10-minute 200 EMA. I'm above the 1 hour 50. I'm above the kind of horizontal support I had drawn here. So all things I would protect my stop behind aren't valid anymore. Essentially, price action broke structure. So while this was an entry, I don't think it's a valid entry, just due to those reasons. Because it could have easily enough entered here, bounced off the EMAs, and then continued against us. So, but yeah, it took me out to the pip, and then price just continued to fall, had a little retracement. I was looking to see if this retracement stopped at the highs up here and form kind of like a double top in your 10-minute. I was looking for that on most of the yens, but we never really got that pullback. Price just kind of collapsed. So, and then price pushed to nearly my profit target. So I would have likely been out on a 2-minute, 30-second kind of trend change in this area for 1.4, 1.5. So the overall trade worked out. Like my bias played out. Literally just got spiked out due to a tweet, which is kind of crazy. Either way, on watch tonight, I have dollar pairs and a lot of movement from the Fed fund rate. And then I have Swiss pairs. So I only really have currently one primary, which is Euro Swiss, and we'll get into it in a moment. But most of your dollar pairs are all very similar. It's just like what has the nicer daily, the nicer kind of levels. But they all have these strong kind of bullish dollar breakdowns, right? So in euro dollars example, it'd be a breakdown. But in like dollar Singapore, it'd be a breakout, right? So either way, euro dollar, Aussie dollar are probably the two I like the most from the group. When it comes to the kind of micro time frames, I prefer Aussie dollar, but it doesn't have a super strong break of my 1 hour 50. And the daily time frame it has some horizontal support up here, and we have kind of a decent candlestick now, reversal candlestick. And we do have the strong, breakdown. We've formed a lower low on our 1 hour, our 10-minute, 2-minute, everything from the 1 minute down. We formed a lower low. It's just not your 4 hour. So 4 hour feels a little trappy. But we're just looking to capture the movement from here to the 4 hour 250 essentially. And I could see that playing out before price basically comes down, bounces off that level, and then continues. But from a 1 hour perspective, it's essentially like a shallow break IBO, and it fits. 10-minute is where this gets a little cleaner, right? Like you have this price is respected here, here, and then we have a strong break, right? So we have a trending kind of market on our 10-minute. Now we have a strong breakdown. It's lining up to be a CBO on the 10-minute time frame. And then on the 2-minute time frame, it's lining up to essentially be an ACB, a strong break, and then a retest, a break back above the 50 EMA and a retest of the 200. So we have an ACB on the 2-minute, we have a CBO on the 10-minute, we have an IBO on our 1 hour. So we do have 3 time frame alignment on it, and the daily kind of confirms the bearish move, or at least gives a DDP of bearish for the day. I don't think this is a long-term kind of play, but I could see a short-term movement from it. Eurodollar might be the nicer trade to take, though. I mean, they're pretty similar. It's just like pick your poison, I think, in these. I like the micro time frames more in Aussie dollar, but your kind of 1 hour, 4 hour time frames and daily are a little nicer on Eurodollar. So I don't know. You still have the clear break of trend. And you don't have EMAs. You have a shallow break. You have a strong break of trend on your 1 hour. So you have a lower low on the 1 hour. You also have a lower low on the 4 hour. And then you have price rejecting the daily 50 with a kind of bearish engulfing candle. So a nice, DDP kind of short for the day. And you have plenty of room to move in the daily time frame to the daily 200. So yeah, all those things, essentially it looks like a 1 hour CBO, a 10-minute ACB, because these EMAs will fall and likely will trade off of that 10-minute 200. And then a 4 hour ATC, so like a trend continuation, just a break, a rejection of the 200, a break back below the 50, a retest of that 50, and a continuation short. So interesting. I think it's really going to come down to what these look like at time of entry. But these are the main 2 kind of dollar pairs I'm looking at for this evening. Granted, if they pull back during Asia, I'd probably still prefer Aussie dollar just because it's an Asia pair. If it doesn't really pull back till London, I'd probably prefer Euro dollar because I do like to keep within the session that I'm trading, if at all possible. Kiwi dollar, very similar, but it's sitting at the 4 hour 50, 1 hour 200. So not the best, but I think it is still a valid option. Still has the same kind of micros that these other dollars have. Dollar Singapore is also an option. It's like a 1 hour CBO with a double bottom, which is interesting. 4 hour kind of ATC, so a trend continuation. Not really much on the daily time frame. Right, kind of price is just chopping sideways a little bit. But 10-minute looks nice, 2-minute looks nice, 1 hour looks okay. So I think this is another kind of valid option. I'd say put it above Kiwi dollar. If these EMAs weren't in the way, I'd really like Kiwi dollar. But either way, I think it has a better kind of breakdown the 1 hour than Aussie dollar does. But it's just the EMAs and stuff don't really line up. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the dollar group. For the Swiss group, and the main trade I'm really looking for tonight is this Euro Swiss. It's a 1 hour CBO. It's a 4 hour IBO, and it'll likely be a 10-minute ACB. So it has all the 3 time frame alignment that I look for primarily. I prefer to trade mainly CBOs on the 1 hour, so this fits that. And it gives me the other kind of 2 strategy alignments I look for in my 4 hour, my 10-minute. Daily time frame wise, we took a ABO off this level already once, but strong kind of daily level, all-time lows, pushing up off of it, and it still fits within our bias of price pushing up from here to the daily 50. Right? So I'm not really interested in taking the trade to the daily 50. I'm more so interested in taking the trade to the 4 hour 200. I think it's a safer target. But it kind of depends on where the entry for this occurs if price pulls back. If price doesn't pull back and it kind of just continues pushing from here, I would entertain taking this short off the 4 hour 200. This is essentially kind of wave 1, right, of this movement. So wave 1 coming back for a wave 3 CBO. So I would potentially play a wave 2 pullback off of that 4-hour 200. If price doesn't pull back to the pivot, fib levels, and the EMAs to give us an entry. But all in all, pretty clean trade. I don't really have any qualms with it. Everything kind of fits. It looks good. So this is the main trade I'm looking for tonight if it pulls back. Dollar Swiss, similar vibe, right? Similar vibe to these other dollar pairs as well, like strong kind of bullish breakout. The 1 hour looks all right. 4 hour looks all right. They're both kind of CBOs at this point. Just to see how kind of things develop. You have this horizontal level here. You have this break a trend on your 1 hour, 4 hour. And you also have a daily time frame that's, if you draw a line right here, you can kind of see it is pretty freaking solid, right? Like prices bounced off of this multiple times. You're essentially starting to get like an ascending triangle on your daily time frame, which is a reversal pattern. On a break of that pattern anyways, it's a reversal. And you did close back above, I'm pretty sure, the daily 50. Yeah. So with a bullish engulfing candle. So it's interesting. There's definitely something here. It plays into our dollar strength bias for the night. It also plays into our Swiss weakness bias. So I still like the price action more on Euro Swiss, just because this is kind of sitting at the daily 50. If it wasn't sitting at the daily 50, I'd feel a little better about it. But your 4 hour, 1 hour, all your micros look pretty bullish at the moment. So just kind of need to pull back. CAD Swiss, similar vibes to dollar Swiss, right? Like had a good pullback, a good kind of breakout here. So kind of double bottom break, looking for a retest and a continuation. The only negative is it is sitting at the daily 50, right? 4 hour looks good. 1 hour looks good. Micros look fine. Just that daily time frame is a little weird. And then I had Swiss yen on watch. But I don't know. There's something here, but this kind of choppy price action is a little weird. I would have preferred it to kind of just, have this pullback here and then just straight broke and not had all those choppiness. And then we got a pullback. I think that would have been a super clean kind of trade short. I had this kind of flagged at a midday scan and saw it earlier in the day and decided to flag it and keep my eyes on it. But micro time frames look a little weird, right? There's kind of choppy spikiness. I think this does have a short bias to it, but also I could see it bouncing off this previous 4 hour high, daily high, which is where it's at right now, and then getting like a double top before it reverses, which would fit with the narrative with most of these yen pairs, right? Like I'm waiting for Aussie yen to push back up. So if Aussie yen pushes up, Swiss yen pushes up. I'm waiting for CAD yen to push back up. I'm waiting for Euro yen to push back up. Pound yen to push up somewhat. I'm waiting for Singapore yen to push back up. So all kind of short-term yen weakness movements I'm looking for to happen, as well as like dollar yen fits within that, as well as Kiwi yen fits within that. So I think you could take it short, but I think these other three are much nicer options, especially Euro Swiss. And then I have a CAD group, Aussie CAD, similar to dollar CAD, right? Aussie CAD, dollar CAD, very similar daily time frames, daily candlesticks. The only kind of like weird bit to it is there is this level right here, right? Here on your 4 hour, respected. Now it's broken back above it. I can see it respecting it again and then get a continuation. Then it does feel a little trappy on the 4 hour. Even if we could just take that out, right? Like you have a higher high on your 4 hour coming back for a retest of those EMAs and then a kind of continuation. That's how it looks. The same thing on Aussie dollar, but you just have a little bit more room to move on Aussie dollar than you do Aussie CAD. But you have a better kind of 1 hour breakdown than you do on Aussie dollar. So, but they don't have the same micro time frame price action that you do on Aussie dollar. So yeah, I think it's an option, worth a flag. It's a secondary kind of thing. I'll see how it develops. But likely if this one pulls back, the Aussie dollar would pull back, and I'd probably prefer to take that one over this. CAD PLN is very similar to kind of CAD Swiss, but it is an option, right? Clear kind of strong wave one break. I'm looking for a pullback and play a wave three continuation. Likely would be a CBO on both your 4 hour and 1 hour. It's possible. It could be. It needs a stronger break, honestly. Like there's a part of me that would prefer it not to pull back at this point and then just keep pushing here on your 4 hour time frame and get a complete breakout on the daily. So break the daily 50 and then get us a pullback come probably like the beginning of next week. And then you'd have an IBO on the daily, you have a CBO on your 4 hour, and then the 1 hour would turn into an ACB. And so it'd line up to be a pretty nice kind of swing trade. And ACBs, I can position size as 4-to-1 trades. So would be keen for that kind of to happen on this. It'd be a little bit cleaner of a trade if it just kept pushing, but we'll see. It's also a possibility it pulls back and gives us this kind of little bit of a weird double CBO-ish trade going on. Euro CAD kind of fits within that same CAD PLN swing trade perspective, as already has a break of the daily 50, which is nice. So it's a shallow break, but it is a break. 4 hours is kind of broken down, so I could see this turning into, if we get a little bit more of a bearish push tonight, this turned into a daily IBO, and then it'd be a CBO on our 4 hour. 1 hour is likely going to turn into an ACB. So we'll have the 3 time frame alignment when it comes to like a swing trade. And yeah, there's a lot of short potential coming up on this. Kind of why I flagged it red, just to keep an eye on it. Not anything I don't think I'm going to trade tonight, but I just want to pay attention to it and see how this thing develops over the next couple of days. And then yens, we've already kind of gone over. I also have on development Aussie Kiwi sitting back at daily, I think kind of not all-time highs, but I mean highs since 2015, right? Like it's respected there, here. Now we're testing them again. This is only the third time it's been tested overall. From a daily wise, though, we're testing it for a third time as well. Not too keen to take like an ABO from this level, but waiting to see if we get a clear rejection and then potentially have a trade short from there. Euro Aussie, somewhat similar. Like you have this daily time frame level that's now bouncing off of 3 times this year. So kind of have this triple bottom. So waiting to see. I would potentially entertain an ABO from this level. It's a pretty clear level, which I like about it. Actually, just going to go ahead and set an alert down here. See how price reacts. See if it gets like a nice double bottom and it's deceleration. And I'd entertain it. If not, it'll likely turn into kind of an IBO come tomorrow or the next day. So, and then pound Singapore, same kind of thing. Have this daily level it's hitting, which is just interesting. You know, kind of like daily recent extremes. It's been respected multiple times in the past. This rough general area kind of chopped around here for a while. And now it's tapped it a few different times. Every time it's tapped it recently, it's reversed off of it. It's pretty interesting. Again, looking for a price to come back, give some sort of reversal pattern, a nice double bottom deceleration, and then consider an ABO long. And then pound Kiwi. This is another one of these, it's flagged red, so another kind of swing trade option coming up. It has like a clear kind of breakdown on the daily. So this is like a daily IBO. Has a full trend change, just lower low compared to here. So now we're just looking for a pullback. On the 4 hour time frame, that pullback's likely going to look like a CBO. And then on our 1 hour time frame, it's going to be a little weird. It's not quite going to be a ACB, but somewhat. I mean, it's still going to pull back and essentially retest the 1 hour 200. So fits within that kind of 3 strategy alignment swing trade perspective. So I think it's interesting, worth a watch. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got. mainly looking at Euro dollar, Aussie dollar, and Euro Swiss, and possibly dollar Swiss. If I had to kind of filter out most of these pairs, and hopefully we get some pullbacks. Anyways, that's all I've got, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. See you.